Hello, it's me, Mr. Sammy Turton, aka 4-String Boy, and I'm here again with Flight Ukulele to finish off our delve into Tremolo Fingerstyle. Now, for the past 3 sessions, we've sort of summed up how to play Tremolo Fingerstyle, and that's using our thumb and using these kids. If you haven't watched those videos, please go back and watch them, because today I'm going to challenge you with a piece that I've written that is completely in tremolo, and it also is in a 6/8 time signature. Sounds a bit scary, but I promise you it isn't. Very easy. Let's tackle it now. Okay, so here's the piece, and here's how it sounds. So the first thing we have to talk about is the time signature 6/8. It's sort of basically in our brain is going to be very similar to 3/4. So when we were in 3/4, our thumb was counting sort of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So for this piece, it's going to be the same concept, but you're counting to 6 instead. So we're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all that's going on here. So let's talk about that thumb now, okay? So basically the thumb pattern is going to be, we're going to play strings 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we have a look at our very first bar, we need this chord, which is a D minor 11. Now, if you're not familiar with such big crazy names on a D minor, play me a regular D minor. And what you can do is basically just remove your middle finger. So the high G is now nice and open. I actually don't use my ring finger for that then, I use my middle finger. So actually I've got my index finger on the first fret of the second string. And then I've got my middle finger on the second fret of the third string. And then the A and G are both open. And that's called a D minor add 11. So we're starting with that chord, and we're still keeping to our tremolo triplet pattern. So that means we pluck with the thumb, and then you'll pluck the A string with the index, and then the middle. So we're still working in triplets, but this time we sort of have to count it 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet. The counting always gets harder, doesn't it? So if that freaks you out, you can just count it as 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet. It's not a massive deal when we're slow in learning it. All we're trying to do is basically get it into muscle memory for the moment, but the piece is in 6, so we do count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's put that D minor add 11 together. And we're going to pluck, again, we're going to pluck the second string, followed by a triplet, third, fourth, and then again second, third, fourth. So if I counted that, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's our first bar. In the second bar, we're going to keep this D minor add 11. So after our 1, 2, 3 beats, we're going to keep the same pattern. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. So that's strings 2, 3, 4. But then we're going to do a little melody run. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to play string 3. Then we're going to play an open string 2. And then we're going to put our index finger back onto the first fret on the second string. And pluck the second string again. So that was the third string, already in the D minor add 11, so second fret. Then an open, so remove your index finger on the second string. And then we put the index finger back down to play that. So that should sound like 4, 5, 6. So the first half of the bar was D minor add 11, strings 2, 3, 4. And then we have this 4, 5, 6. So if I play that second bar, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I play that whole first line together for you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have our first line down. Okay, so on the second line, we actually have this very, very delicate and terrible chord, an A minor 7. So that's the beauty of the ukulele, in C tuning at least. You can either look at it as a C6 chord, or it can also be an A minor 7 chord. So that is what we're utilising right here. So this is now our third bar. We're going to play the same pattern as the first bar. So I'm going to play my string 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And again, that would be counting wise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So more right hand training than left hand training there. Okay, so for our fourth bar, we're basically going to do exactly the same as what we did for the second bar. So we're going to play, still on that A minor 7, strings 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to use that same little melodic run that we did from the second bar. So that means middle finger on the second fret of the third string, pluck an open second string, and then index on the first fret on the second string. So if we play that fourth bar all together, we'll end up going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I play that whole second line, which is bars 3 and 4, we end up going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for our third line, we start off with an F chord, but probably not the F chord that you know. That F chord instead. And if you're looking at me like, well, hang on, Sammy, what's going on there? I didn't even know there was an F chord there. The great thing about ukulele, there's so many different movable shapes on the neck, because this is actually comes from a D major chord. So if you know how to play a D major, which is the second fret, second fret, second fret open, which I'm playing with my index, middle, and ring fingers. If you basically just take that shape and take it up to the 5th fret, that ends up as an F major chord. Magic, right? So for this bar, and this is now our 5th bar, we're going to play the same as we have in the first and the third bars. So we're going to play the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And again, if I was counting, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So hopefully we're getting used to that little descending thumb pattern right now. If we talk about our 6th bar, the last bar of this line, we're pretty much going to keep the same pattern that I've kept on. So we're going to play strings 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to have a little melody. But this little melody is set up quite kind of differently. So what we actually want to do for the melody notes is we're going to play the 5th fret on the 2nd string, which you can play with your ring finger as it's already there. Then we're going to play the 3rd fret on the 2nd string with your index finger, and then you're going to go back to the 5th fret with your ring finger. So counting wise, that would be 4, 5, 6, but obviously with the tremolo, 4, 5, 6 behind it. So if I played bar 6 altogether, we end up going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as soon as you end up on beat 4, I would instantly change your fingering shape, because you don't need to hold the chord anymore, but you carry on fretting with your ring finger and just bring your index finger to that 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I play that entire 3rd line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so just one line left to tackle now. Now basically, our next chord shape comes from a B flat. but actually it's sort of, I've called it in this piece as a G minor 7. So again, it's another movable chord shape. So let me just show you where it comes from. If you play me a G chord, a nice G major, and then if we move that up to the 5th fret, so your index and middle fingers are both on the 5th fret. If you strum that, that's actually a B flat 6 chord. A nicer version of the B flat than we're used to playing. So I want you to remove your middle finger again, and we get sort of a spicy G minor 7-esque chord. Now, the movement from our previous bar, because we had ring finger on the 5th fret, index on 3, so basically you just move your ring finger up a fret. So the ring finger never needs to leave that 2nd, and then I would use your index finger to play the 5th fret on the 3rd string. So you have open, 5, 6, open. And what we're going to do is for this bar, we're just going to use our descending pattern. So we're going to play strings 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So one of the biggest things is really looking at that left hand movement, okay? So from your ring finger, there, and using that ring finger to lead the chord change, okay? One of the best things about chord changes is trying not to, or seeing the easiest and laziest way to the next chord. So by not lifting a finger, by moving the finger that needs the least movement first, it's all about that. Right, so once we played that G minor, and again, that would be bar 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We come to this E minor chord, but probably, again, not like an E minor you regularly play. A regular E minor looks like this kid, 0, 4, 3, and 2. I'm playing that, but I'm just ignoring, I'm leaving the open string on the A. And again, I wouldn't be using my middle and my ring fingers. Instead, I'm using my index for the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. And then I'm using my middle finger for the 4th fret on the 3rd string. So that's the version of E minor that I'm playing here. So we have to go from this G minor 7-esque chord to this E minor chord. So it's just worth strumming between those two kids. So with the G minor, we had one whole bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then for the E minor, we have the same bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is then our piece. Just to round off the piece, we can strum that nice D minor add 11 to get back to where we started. There is a version of the entire piece. This is only like half of the piece on my YouTube channel, but it's a really nice one to play around with because there's not so much going on with the left hand, but enough that actually when we build it up to the speed, it sounds incredible. So it's a really good thing. As I've explained in every single video, don't worry about speed, okay? Starting slow is really, really, really important, okay? You will get fast, it just takes patience and time. So you've got to believe you will get there, and you will absolutely get there, I promise that, okay? Well, thank you so much for listening to me over this little mini series of Tremolo Fingerstyle. I hope that you have a lot of fun with the Tremolo Fingerstyle, and I'm sure I will see you very soon. Thank you, goodbye.